Jimmy Taft here with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe. Good morning on this Friday.
So, I was supposed to be doing this show from Oklahoma City because this afternoon I was supposed to be speaking to the students at my high school, and I was supposed to be there for an event tonight. But Mr. Sharpe called somebody he knew at the airline, and he pulled a few strings, and we had mechanical problems. And finally, I waited for 4 hours, and then I think the flight got canceled.
Shoot.
And it was, thank you very much for doing that, because you got big strings you can pull at that airport.
Nah, Skip, you know, I just... They already knew what was going to happen.
Really?
I needed for you to be here so I can beat you down.
So
because I know all of a sudden you were Kawhi. You got on your Kawhis again today.
Oh.
Look at it.
Oh, yep. They are here to stay.
They dropped yesterday, and I'm dropping them on Shannon's head today again.
Yeah.
New Balance, because there's a new king in L.A.
Yeah.
They look
Kawhi
good.
Leonard. We're about to talk about him. And
I honestly think they look good.
Yeah. I was driving by
You
Cedar.
jealous?
I was driving by Cedar Sinai yesterday, saw like 17 pair of them.
Really?
Stop.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Well, they seem to be working for Kawhi, considering the night he had, Shannon, and that 38-point game last night. We will get there. We also have to talk about the Cowboys. Have they had too much time off between games? But we are going to take a look at what happened last night. It turned out to be a duel of quarterbacks in the desert. Jimmy Garoppolo put up over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, both season highs. On the other side, Kyler Murray led the Cardinals with almost 250 yards through the air and a pair of touchdowns, including an 88-yard touchdown strike that brought the game within 3 points after a successful 2-point conversion. But the Niners would run the remaining 4+ minutes off the clock and hang on for the 28-25 win. So, Shannon, what is your biggest takeaway from last night?
Skip, I was really impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo. Skip, you know, like when the 49ers play on Sunday, we're watching 5 or 6 games, so there might be a throw here or there, or we might see a progression that he doesn't actually get to because we're trying to watch Green Bay, and we're trying to watch Dallas, and we're trying to watch New England, and this one and that one. So last night was really my first chance since he was in New England to actually just focus on him, just watch him. And Skip, he gave me an indicator. Now I see why Coach Belichick was willing to make that move. That was really, now I was like, okay, you know, you hear, but Skip, he made some throws last night, and you watch him go through a progression. I think a lot of times fans just watch, he threw the ball, completed pass, okay, good. But no, he made some throws last night, and he went through some reads last night that you could see him going through, like, he made a throw, it was 3rd and 11. He looks at the tight, I think it was the tight end maybe coming across. He's like, I don't know if he has enough for the first down. He comes backside, Emmanuel Sanders has run a whip route against Patrick Peterson, and he comes off it, takes the shot, throws it. I was like, okay, that's quarterbacking. That is big-time football. It's just not always about. And then you see the throw to George Kittle. There's a difference. That's what I'm talking about. You could have a 15-yard completion, or you could have a 30-yard touchdown, Skip Bayless. Which one would you like? Your guy would have put that guy ball behind the guy. He catches it, gets the first down, but he don't get the tub. Jimmy Garoppolo gives it to George Kittle. Skip, I find it harder and harder for me to keep saying that Travis Kelce is the best tight end in football. George Kittle is for real.
Wow.
He can block. He can run after the catch. He got wiggles. He has great hands. And talking to Kyle and people around him, he's legit. He's the real deal, Skip.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan, the head coach. But it showed me last night, Skip. He has, and Garoppolo has a nice feel for the game. He gets it. Kyle Shanahan's for real, Skip. They talk about Sean McVay, and they talk about, LaFleur. They talk about all these guys.
This guy, he's it. He is the boy genius.
Yeah. Oh, Kyle. I remember he a little bit of boy carrying the microphone for his dad on the cord. Because back then they didn't have wireless cords, Skip. You had that long cord, and that somebody had to carry it, and he was carrying the cord for his dad. 49ers are good. Now, I'm sure Kyle won't be so excited about them running the football, because we saw that last week also, Skip, in New England, running the football, and Kenyon Drake is like, Miami let this guy go, Skip. He did nothing in Miami. He could barely get on the field. And then he goes to Arizona, Skip, 115, touchdown, catching, running. But I like what I saw from the 49ers. We're going to find out a lot more about them. They still got Minnesota, got Seattle on the schedule again. They got Green Bay. So we'll find out. But I was really impressed with what I saw with Jimmy Garoppolo last night, and it explains to why Coach Belichick was willing to make that move. I'm going to let you talk about, what you saw, and then I'm going to follow that up with old Kyler.
Oh.
Speaking of Kyler Murray, I don't know. I got to get a new TV, but I saw a completely different game. Maybe I was on the wrong station. I don't know.
Yeah, you were.
Maybe I should have switched over to, I don't know. I thought it was on Fox. I had my TV
I got
on Fox.
But you don't got HD. You need to pay extra $12 a month and get HD.
Yeah.
They shoot it in high def.
Mine's in black and white. So.
Yeah,
Stick
exactly.
with what you know.
I did tell you on yesterday's show that Kyler and company, as 10-point underdogs, would cover that spread. I told you this would be a close game, and they lost by only 3 points. It's pretty impressive against that team because that team came in on fire, right? Mm-hmm. So my takeaway from last night is that I hear everything you just said about Jimmy Garoppolo, but bottom line to that game was that Jimmy Garoppolo kept Kyler Murray from pulling off what would have been the upset of the year in the National Football League.
I give you that.
Because if Kyler Murray had gotten the ball back within the last 5 minutes, because he did not, he was kept on the sideline, but if he'd gotten the ball back, he was going to win that football game because in the second half, Kyler Murray had been virtually unstoppable against a 49er defense that definitely came in as the hottest defense as far as taking the ball away in the National Football League.
Right.
As far as rushing the passer, they were the hottest defense. And I think yesterday you thought that defense was going to terrorize little tiny Kyler Murray. And I did not see that in the second half.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
In the second half, I saw my man Kyler Murray go 10 of 11 for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion pass successfully thrown with 0 interceptions against that red-hot 49er defense. I saw him just taking over the game until he just couldn't get, so to speak, a last at-bat. I use that term because Kyler was the 9th overall pick in the baseball draft by the Oakland A's. He did not get last at-bats because Jimmy G, to all your points, kept him on the sideline. And it started with that play with 4:37 left, which was 3rd and 11 at the San Francisco 25. And Jimmy G is under siege, man. He's got rushers coming at him from all sides, including Chandler Jones. And somehow he stood strong on his probably, I don't know if it's his second or third read. It felt like his third read. But he stood strong and threw it right through Chandler Jones, like right at him. He
could have took the, what you call him, in the flat, too. He had the guy in the flat.
Could have taken the guy in the flat. But it's almost a blind pass because Chandler Jones is a big man, and he's just looming over Jimmy G. And Jimmy G, I think, just threw it where he hoped Emmanuel Sanders would be.
Right.
Which brings us to Emmanuel Sanders. Is that not a sweet pickup by this team? It looks like just what the doctor ordered for Jimmy G.
Because they were, last in, receiving touchdowns for the receivers. And people were beginning to think, man, Emmanuel has lost it. No. Put Emmanuel Sanders with a good quarterback and see what he's capable of doing.
Joe Flacco to Jimmy G. Or from Joe Flacco and that offense to Kyle Shanahan's offense. Oh, here we go.
Yes.
And as Troy Aikman said a couple times last night, I know you don't listen, but he was saying these guys look like they've been playing together for 5 years, not for a week.
2 weeks. Because, man, you just get the trade deadline, a week last Tuesday, this week was a week ago. And he's there. Skip, he's in the starting lineup, and he's playing like that.
And a couple times Jimmy G threw him timing routes where you got to throw up before he comes out of his break. And it looked like they were long-lost friends, right? Like they've been doing this since college.
You're correct.
Okay, so I give you that one. And so that was the crusher because I'm just rooting like crazy. Just give me the ball back. And then there's another third down play, which is 3rd and 4. And Tevin Coleman, it got challenged on the sideline, but he got it. He just got to the sideline.
That was a rookie mistake. I tweeted immediately.
Cliff Kingsbury tried to check. He had no hope of getting that play turned.
Why would you Why would you challenge that?
I don't
because
know.
Here's the thing. You got 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So you got 3 timeouts.
Yep.
Just play defense.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Oh,
so there he goes again, the rookie head coach who got fired by Texas Tech.
Skip, this is not Texas Tech.
I got it.
It is
You can make that mistake in Texas Tech.
not Lubbock
And
anymore.
yet there was one more play where I'm saying, okay, they still got a chance because there's one more third down.
Third and 4.
Yeah, no, it's third and 9.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 9 at the 48. That's Arizona's 48. And Jimmy G beats the rush on this one and got loose and scrambled up underneath. Nice play. And flips it to a kid I did not know named Ross Dwelly because he's the backup tight end.
Right.
That killed the clock completely. That was the end.